difficult second album. Hi, I'm Adam C, and welcome to part 2 of Rate or Hate, or Rice or Nice. But here we are, back again because you guys liked it. Now this video is brought to you by Cardo.com, the free online car show directory, and if you want to send in your pictures of your cars for the Rate or Hate videos, watch this video first, see if you're ready for it, and then follow me on Instagram. I will put up a post when I'm next ready to receive your content. Send them in and you might be in the next video if I do another one, if this one goes well. But before we get into most of your viewers' cars, I must give a good mention to Caden on Instagram, for he is the person who recommended me do this video. I didn't have time to mention him in the last video, so thanks Caden for giving me the idea to do this kind of video. I was going to do a rate or hate on the car you sent in, but it's an E36, we see enough of those. First up, we have a blue miniature Cooper. Well, I don't know if it is a Cooper, but it's blue. These used to be very, very common cars and very, very cheap. They used to be the £500 bargains that you would find on eBay, but now everyone did that, turned them into banger races or race mobiles, and they're going up in value. So here we have an investment piece. But it's still a very simple piece of engineering, very simple design, very simple basic interior. You don't get a lot of bang for your buck. And the same guy has sent me a picture of his Volkswagen Beetle with collapsed suspension. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, we have an R33, and I don't know whether I included it in the last video, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. This particular R33 has a P plate on the back of it, which I don't know if it's the same in Australia, but over here P means you've just passed your test. And if you've just passed your test and you're driving an R33, you won't be driving an R33 for very long because it will end up a little bit upside down. It's me. Now along here we have a black Audi with some evil headlights to make it look a bit more interesting than a standard Audi A4. And similarly we have an E39 Diesel 3 Series, but he's painted the grills black and the wheels black, so it looks almost like a sporty car. But it's a diesel, and you can't change that unless you change the car. It's still a diesel, but it might be the M Sport, but it's still a diesel. A front-wheel drive 350Z. Here we have a GT86 with the aero wing on the back and some golden wheels. It does look like a static shock, but that car is going as fast as it possibly can. Now this Mr. 2 has an external oil cooler. As cool as they look, why do you do that? Why do you have to let people know that your oil is being cooled? Why do they do external engine replacements? Look, this is the engine I've got, and here it is bolted to the front of the car. In the engine bay you've got more boot space. Simple. Adam C tips for you. Mercedes CLS. Now I used to like these when they came out, when I was a child. And here we have a picture of one with a sunset in the background, just to make it a bit more interesting than it currently is. One of these Volkswagen Lupos made a little bit more interesting by slamming it, giving it a bit of a camber. And just to make sure everyone knows you're an enthusiast, you stick some random word that means nothing on the windscreen. In this instance it says candy, but it could say anything from stance, deck, elite, extreme, and that's X-treme. I want to see words like protagonist or Excalibur, superlative on the front of people's cars, but instead we're left with candy. A Vauxhall Corsa. Oh, it shoots flames. That's grand, great, well done. Internal combustion externally. Could you call that external internal combustion? A F10 BMW M5 in silver, blending in with the background until he puts his foot down and he wipes the background out. It does take quite a bit of skill to keep these cars under control. Now here we have a prime example of relocating a number plate in a position that looks even worse than what it did before. He's got his lovely smooth bonnet, and to completely mess that look up, he's got a little square poking outy number plate at a jointy angle instead of something more symmetrical. Maybe just get a smaller sticker made one, I don't know, but he has to make sure that people know that it is an imported S2000, even though it might not be. So he gets the square number plate that doesn't fit as well on the bumper as a rectangular one would do for that purpose. Now I thought these cars died in the 90s, but apparently not. This one's still going. Let's listen to it. Starting up, we're going to get some cold revs. That actually sounds better than I thought it would do. Story behind this Skoda: he was given the car for £1, which means he wasn't given the car, he bought it for £1, and the exhaust apparently has fallen off. So let's listen to a Backbox delete on a Skoda. I really am treating you today. Now what this guy's done is he's bought his £500 Jaguar S-Type, he's wanted a Bentley, so he's got the chrome surrounds on the headlights, and in his mind he's driving around in a 20 grand Bentley. Now the lifeline of the E36 Touring went a bit like this. They were first owned by a businessman who had a couple of kids. He needed to load some stuff around in it, so he bought the touring version of the executive BMW 3 Series. Then after that they sold them for a much better E46 generation, and they were given to the mothers, the Dorises of the generation. Fast forward about 20 years and the Kyles and the 20-year-old kids started buying them because they were about 50p. And they realised they had potential for the drift and the send. T-shirts available, adamc@tmail.com. Boom. It is now very rare that you see a normal, unstanced and modified version of these cars, and this car is no exception. Multicoloured front end and some weight reduction in the form of rust. Lots of it. A EG Civic looking a lot like a Proton. Only car enthusiasts understand the idea behind printing a massive STI logo on the side of your car. Other people might think you're advertising something else. Tomorrow's investment. Now if you are unfortunate enough to end up with a Peugeot 208 as your personal car, all you need to do is this. Put a sun strip on the windscreen just to restrict your view of the birds, and put some BBS RS style rims on it, turn your wheel in a multi-storey car park, and boom, you are now an enthusiast with a Peugeot 208. Oh, I came in with some grass, like I'm a snack. Oh, he's rattle canned the side of his Golf to make it a bit more interesting. Well done sir. Here we have a K car in a trolley bay. He's even gone to the effort of leaving enough space for him to climb out the car, but the proper way to do it is to get a car that's slightly too big for it, curb both sets of wheels going into it, and then having to climb out the window and slide down, cutting your arm on the wing mirror on the way out. This is definitely not from memory at all. And then taking a picture of it and not being able to get back in. Oh, evil Subaru has teeth on it. And he's got the angry bug-eye headlights with obviously the eyebrows on it, but then further along the wing there's some angry eyes as well. I mean, which one is the eye? Is it a spider with 4 eyes? Is it wearing glasses because it has 4 eyes? Oh, that's a lovely Renault 5. I never thought I'd say that sentence in my life, but I just did. Oh, a beach buggy, which is all very well until you remember that it's just a Volkswagen Beetle. They're rarely any quicker than a Beetle. They just look a little bit more interesting. You never drive it on the sand, you just drive it next to the sand on the roads near the beach. Oh, a 350Z, bringing the neons back. Interestingly, he's gone for both eyebrows on the headlights and yellow headlights, 2 trends that have come about in recent years. The eyebrows have obviously resurfaced since the 90s, and obviously he's brought neons back, again another 90s trend. But back in the 90s, yellow headlights were still on French cars predominantly, but in a weird way, it kind of works. Ooh. Oh. He's also gone to the trouble to match some of the details on the interior to his headlights. So he's got some yellow bits and bobs here and there to match the headlights. I mean, I see what he's done. It doesn't look horrific. Oh, the devil himself has arrived! A Volkswagen Beetle with green headlights, not yellow, green headlights. Why has he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overriders? How many people is he planning on killing in this thing? What is the luggage on the roof? Are they just hollow suitcases, or has he actually got chopped up children on board? I don't know. Oh! Is that a chaser? Everyone loves a white chaser, myself included. This one though has a wing on the back, which weirdly makes it look a little bit less drifty. It's, in my opinion, now I know it's probably a TRD spoiler, so it's been designed well, but in my opinion, take that spoiler off and immediately you've turned into an Adam C thumbnail. Now the amount of effort that this guy has gone into painting the rising sun design on the underside of the bonnet of the MX-5 actually does make sense, because the amount of times you see the bonnet up on these cars is probably more so than you see it closed, so it was a worthwhile thing. Oh, well, this guy has gone and bought 2 570s, the coupe and the convertible. Variety is the spice of life. 2 of the same cars is not, even if they are McLarens. Here's a picture of my stunning stunning Mini Cooper R50. Got to get the generation name in there. At Alton Park last year. Doesn't really look like it's at Alton Park. That's probably why he told me it's at Alton Park, because it's in a field or woodlands. An Opel Ascona C. I don't think we get these over here. That's why I've probably pronounced it incorrectly. Apparently it shoots flames. That, I've seen bigger flames from a matchstick. Okay, well, a Nissan Skyline GT350. I don't know if they are poppies or if they're just random bits in the design, but it's got 3 different wraps. It's like one of those books when you want to wrap your car, you open the book and it's like, this is what you could have, or this, or this. He just said yes and was given 3 different wraps. Oh my god, a pink Mark 1 MX-5. Has it got some kind of wide front panels as well? I hope it's owned by a girl in the least sexist way. Any guy not only driving a Mazda MX-5 around, but driving a pink one, does that kind of balance it out? Does that cancel out the femininity? Do 2 Fs make an M? 2 Fs normally make for great entertainment. A slammed Dodge Challenger with a front split. I actually like that. A lot of you probably won't, because for some reason it doesn't quite work as a slammed car, because we're not used to seeing this, but I like that a lot. A Volkswagen Lupo with a tampon hanging from the bumper. Oh my god, this is a Toyota Supra, as you can probably recognise, a Mark IV in a lovely shade of yellow. That is probably my favourite Supra in existence. And next up, another yellow car, a Triumph with rear bumper delete. It probably fell off one day and he thought, yeah, that doesn't look too bad, I'm going to keep it like that. A Jeep Renegade on a Toyota Hilux chassis with 500 plus horsepower that only weighs about 700 kilos. None of that adds up. I don't believe that's ever been tested. I think he's just pulled some figures out of a bag and he's provided me with them. I reckon that's about 12 horsepower in that. A miniature Cooper with a yellow spoiler and Hill Start Motorsport branding on the side to show that he's got some kind of tweaks. He probably calls it a stage something map. S2000, he's taken the number plate off to make it look like a cleaner front end, but he hasn't taken the residue underneath the number plate off, so it's less clean. Of course, over the black bonnet and the evil headlights as well. He's given me a description of the car. 1.3 CDTI with DPF delete and full system, race chip and few cosmetic things. Or Corsa for short. Ooh, R32, let's listen to the video. Jesus! That was not clutch slip. Well, it might have been a little bit. A Toyota Starlet looking like a Proton. Oh, a 407 Coupe. He hasn't yet had the decency to debadge this car. I mean, if you debadge one of these completely, people didn't know it was a Peugeot, they didn't know it was front-wheel drive, you might be forgiven to believe that it was in fact a decent car. Likewise, a 996 Carrera with the Aero kit. Just debadge it. Oh, that's nice. This Ford Fiesta has got Oval Owners Club written on his windscreen. I own a car with an ovular badge. Ovular? Is that the right word? Buzzazuku if you've ever seen it. You would expect me to probably hate that car, but I like it, it's different. Warranty delete. I would love to own one of these, not because they're good cars, no, they're awful, but I would put a C badge next to the Adam. A Land Rover. Normally when I see a Land Rover with just 2 wheels on the ground, it's because the other 2 wheels are on a rock or something. But no, this one is a bicycle. Oh, BMW Z3 slammed. Not the nicest of colours and twinned with that cream interior. It's not great. I mean, change the colour. I know, let's look at the picture in black and white. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm not drinking enough of this. Another orange Focus ST. I mean, there's a video here. I'm anticipating fire. There it is. Pablo, the white E36. Now this car brings me on to a small point that I've noticed. The word clean. White with white wheels is often clean. A debadged front end, clean. A car that has just been washed, clean. I mean, does clean even have a meaning anymore? Mark 1 MX-5 with evil headlights. Oh! This is a Nissan Cube with a wrap that makes it look as rusty as it deserves to be. Oh, that's probably one of the most quirky and different cars that I've ever seen. And even though it looks rusty, it's probably clean because he's just washed it. Another rusty mobile with a rusty wrap, some mismatching bumpers. I mean, these white bumpers are probably what it used to look like underneath. It's one of those cars that looks so bad, it almost looks good. It's good to walk. Oh, a Cobra. Its number plate even spells a Cobra, a little bit like mine. This one looks to be a Dax. Now when I say a Cobra, it's not actually a Cobra. It's a Jaguar chassis with the rough shape of the original 60s Cobra made out of canoe material. Tomorrow's investment with a tow hook thing on the front to make it look like you do track days, but by the time you do one lap of any circuit, the session would be timed out and you need to go straight back in the pits again. Oh, we have a sound clip. Yeah! Wow! Oh! Alfa Romeo Me Too in platinum. Oh, we have a video. Yes, ladies, indeed. A Honda Civic with no engine in it. It's probably out powering something else and he's going to put it back in the car once he's done cutting the lawn. MX-5 with a rear window delete and having to put an umbrella in the back to stop the rain getting in. Okay, a modified Ford Galaxy with the evil headlights, the splitter, and hundreds of stickers on the rear window, as well as P4 written on it, almost like it's been on a track day. That on a track day? Ooh. Well, that is just a render, but I have to say, I'd rather see that than the blue. Four-door R34 when you want an R34 GCC, but you don't want to be looking like you're trying to own the GTR, so you get the four-door. Ford Fiesta, getting about 20 seconds on the drag strip. An Astra with a spoiler on the back that's got as many angles and joints as it shouldn't have. Jaguar F-Type Coupe looking quite nice. It's sat a little bit lower than normal, it sets off nicely. Ooh, an Austin A35. Oh my god. I want to believe we have a video of the RS4. Oh, flames. I apologise for the audio on that clip, but it's probably because of the broken microphone due to the loudness of that Audi RS4. Next we have a thumbnail from one of my videos from German vs Jap. This is a Nissan S14. And I can't hate much about this. I don't quite worship it, as it says on the side. A picture of someone's first car. He's too embarrassed to get out of the car that he sat in to take the picture close up of the Corsa. This Mazda 3 thinks it's a Dodge Viper. It's got white 3-spoke wheels. This MX-5 has so much camber on the wheels, they probably collect the rainwater as it falls in them. So when he drives along, how that worked, would the water remain in the wheel as the wheels are turning? So you could take your fish for a drive. Fiesta with some blue pinstriping. Sounds like a pig going oink. I've been told the handling on this car is a bit wooden. Apparently this Mini was hand built on his driveway from a bare shell. And looking at the interior, it still is a bare shell. Now here we have a Toyota Chaser, again with graphics up the side, making it the ultimate JDM choice. I like this. What do you think? Do you like this? Can we all agree that this is an amazing car? Oh my god, this is a Volvo. Okay, so these aren't the best pictures, they're quite small, but it's white, it's got some bolt-on arches, it's got the camo wrap on it, it's got purple wheels, a spoiler with the biggest end plates on the back that I've ever seen, a rear bumper delete, a side exhaust out the back with some soot spewed up over the side. It almost seems like a crime for me to like that car, but that is one of the favourite cars that I've seen today. What is this? A Lotus Elise, the Series 2, which is my least favourite generation. And finally an E93, is it? Is the Touring an E93? Is that the case? It's an E90 something Touring. Ooh, with a front end delete. But that was pretty much it for this week's version of Rate or Hate / Rice or Nice. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Follow me on Instagram for all the updates about these videos that I do. If you want to send in your clip, then feel free. But for now, thanks for watching.